Support for Entrepreneurs Enigma and the shows in the Marketing Podcast Network is provided by Active Campaign. If you're looking for a way to grow your business, you need to check out Active Campaign. It's a powerful marketing automation platform that can help you increase your sales, improve your customer service, and build stronger relationships with your customers. With Active Campaign, you can create and send email campaigns, manage your leads and customers, create landing pages, set up automated workflows, and track results, all on one approachable platform. Active Campaign has more than 10,000 five-star reviews on G2 from happy users. Preview Me is one. They're a B2B software company that uses Active Campaign to send their prospective customers highly visual and personalized emails as they progress through the CRM stages, such as completing a demo. This has increased their click-through rate 96%. If you're serious about growing your business, you've got to check out Active Campaign. Try it today for free and see how it can help you achieve your goals. Now, for a limited time, Active Campaign is offering you, the listeners of Entrepreneurs Enigma, a chance to double your contacts for free when you sign up at activecampaign.com/activate. That means if your email list is 10,000 contacts, you only need to pay for 5,000, or you can pay for 10,000 and get an extra 10,000 totally free. Personalize your customer experience. Do it with automation. Like the 185,000 businesses that have an Active Campaign. Go to activecampaign.com/activate to sign up today. activecampaign.com/activate. Terms and conditions apply. Entrepreneurs Enigma is a podcast for the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. It's got the wins and the fails that we all face being entrepreneurs, how we learn from adversity. Every week I talk to a different entrepreneur with a story to tell. I'm Seth Goldstein. Come with me on the journey. This is Entrepreneurs Enigma. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Entrepreneurs Enigma podcast. I came in too soon on that, but that's fine. Anyhow, I'm Seth, your humble host. I've been that way since I was born. Maybe not a humble host, but I've been Seth since I've been born. So today I have Mike Wiston. It is midnight where he is. It's not midnight where I am, so he's clearly on the other side of the world. He's calling in. Jeez, I'm old. He's coming to us from Japan, and I really appreciate that he's coming in. He is the CEO, founder of Mopod, which is a podcast promotion engine of sorts, and we're going to get more into the nitty-gritty with Mike. He is in Japan. He has 2 kids, a wife, and he's currently 20-year-old whiskey, I think. We'll bring Mike in here and ask him what especially he's drinking. What are you drinking today? How's it going, buddy?
I am drinking a 21-year-old Royal Salute. Thank you. You gave me a reason to open this up. And
I feel honored. I feel honored, my friend. This is awesome. This is great. So you are the founder of Mopod, and you are originally from the New York area, right?
Yep, Stamford, Connecticut, but for
close
most people
enough,
outside of the Northeast, I just say I'm from New York because it's easier.
Yeah, like I'm just north of Philadelphia. I say I'm from Philly.
Yeah, exactly.
I sound like I'm from Philly, so go figure.
Yeah,
So,
I walk like I'm from New York.
Oh God, well, actually, you probably keep up with the Japanese because they walk fast too.
No, not too. Well, I guess they walk with purpose, and they don't look around. They look like straight ahead, or they there's no making eye contact. So they almost.
It's kind of like New York. It's kind of like with purpose.
Exactly.
Only New Yorkers will run you over. Like they will, if you stop in front of them, they'll just go right through you. And
actually, my favorite thing is, and the biggest contrast on that front is in Japan, they follow the red lights no matter what. So if there's a red light at a crosswalk, there could be no cars in any direction within sight. And there could be 1,000 people standing, between the 2 sides, and they'll all just sit there and wait. And it's not illegal. Like, you're not going to get arrested. You're not going to get in trouble if you cross when it's red. It's just you're not supposed to, just like in New York. But
they're rule followers.
You do, yeah. and if you do it, they look at you like you're doing like some type of black magic. It's not like, oh, you shouldn't do that. It's like, how are you doing that?
How did you get through the invisible barrier?
Meanwhile, you're dancing, walking across. No,
exactly.
I follow the rules over here. It's the right way to do it. They're very conformist.
It's the right thing to do. Yeah, you should do that. Exactly. So, you started this when you were over in Connecticut, right? In New York.
Yep. Me and my co-founder Joe Rubin, we started this up, and It's
How
been a
long
blast.
ago?
About 4 years ago, we actually didn't start in
Wow.
podcasting. We started the company's Mo Media,
Yeah.
and I come from the job space. I spent a long time, many years in the job space, working with just about every major job board,
Oh,
companies like
wow.
ZipRecruiter and Monster Career
Yeah.
Builder, Lensa, Next, etc. And the original idea was bringing non-jobs revenue to the job space. So newsletters was our
Yeah.
jam, and became the largest driver of engaged subscribers to just about every major newsletter in the U.S.
Oh, wow.
And about 3 years ago, we launched Mopod, and it's a product within Mo Media, and it has since become our the vast majority of our business.
It's amazing how
And
that happens. The baby becomes the leader.
yeah. Well, it's way more interesting. It's like way more
Yeah.
exciting. Like going from newsletters, which don't get me wrong, I love newsletters. I love
Mhm.
that side of the business. It's exciting in its
Yeah.
own right. But podcasting, you get to like touch on so many different things, and so
Yeah.
many different subjects, and so many different personalities, and it just feels so much more engaging and real.
I love it. I love it. So we talked about this briefly on the pre-show, which was not recorded. So you don't have to join a Patreon or anything to get the pre-show because it was not recorded. Inside joke on podcasting: how most people say, "Oh, you get the pre-show. We're just chewing the fat." If you subscribe to the Patreon, no, there is no Patreon. There's no recorded pre-show. So we'll address it here. So
Cheers to
you
that.
initially met your wife on MySpace.
I did.
And she's originally from Japan. So you have family in Japan. Makes sense you're in Japan. Other than Japan's just an awesome place to be, But
I'm
it's like
loving
you
it.
had a reason. You more than just let's go to Japan kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the U.S. my whole life,
Yeah,
and my wife
kind of
moved
gets boring.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's not that. It's just I was excited to try something new. So,
yeah.
my wife moved to the U.S. After we got married, and she lived there for 14 years, and we had our kids there, and our kids went to school, and our kids went to Japanese school as well on the weekends. So they both speak English and Japanese. My wife at home
That's
only
pretty
spoke to
wild.
them in Japanese.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah. So
Oh, so
they
they're
both
very
speak
fluent.
fluently. Yeah,
That's awesome. How
at
are you
4 and
doing
ten
with it
years old.
though?
So I in New York, I'm awesome.
Yeah,
In
but,
Japan, I'm like, I have some work to do.
but you can get. I'm sure you can get around, and I'm sure they're more as happy to talk in English to you because they want to practice their English. And you're like, well, I want to practice my Japanese. And they're like, there's an argument. Let's put up fisticuffs.
Yeah, no, it works out. There's a bar right next to my apartment that I like to
There you
go
go.
to, and they don't speak a lick of English, but they
Oh,
love
that's good.
helping
So you
me
can
with my
practice it.
Japanese. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
It's a very
You know,
helpful culture. Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty cool. Like just the experience has been amazing.
We're going to take a quick break, hear from our sponsors, and get right back to the show. Support for this show and all the other shows on the Marketing Podcast Network is provided by Memento. If you have your own podcast, you know how hard it is to produce and get all the cool little clips out and all that stuff. Promoting is half the battle. What if you could upload your episode, video or audio, and have AI pull out all the best moments for you to use in social media? Well, you can with Memento. Upload the video or audio, review the recommended clips, click the couple of buttons, customize the colors, fonts, and hit save. Instantly, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, and LinkedIn posts all materialize before your eyes, all with video and audio embedded for dynamic promotions that drive people to the episode. And the AI kicks out show notes, even transcripts, and even social media captions. All you have to do is review and post them. Because you listen to this show, you get a free trial of Memento to test for yourself. Go to bit.ly/Memento MPN and sign up today. It's bit.ly, bit.ly/Memento MPN. Love it.
And people are friendly, and
How long have you been there
they're very
for?
dedicated to what they're doing, and they
Yeah.
take a lot of pride in everything that they
Hmm.
do. And
Yeah.
you see someone with a job that in the US you might look down on, but here they take so much pride in every job that they have. You don't see
Yeah.
people like with on their looking at their cell phone, doing something.
In on it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're there. They're
Love it.
professional. Sometimes there's a smile on their face. They're content in what they're doing. America's very. It's about money. Everything is about
It's
money. And so
elitist. Yeah.
that at the end of the day, it's that's the goalpost: is how much money can I make and how can I make more.
Yeah.
And if there's an opportunity to make more somewhere else, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And it can be deflating. Whereas over here, the general mentality from what I've experienced is I need to make enough to live my life, and then I need to make a life outside of that.
Yeah, and then they're big
I
on
like that.
work-life balance too, which some are.
Nah,
Salarymen,
they work a lot. They work a lot of
they were.
hours.
I'm gonna take that back because I remember studying Japanese culture in high school, and I was about to say, wait, Seth, where are you coming up with that? But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they work a lot of hours. My brother-in-law, he works, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. right now.
Oh my
It's a
gosh,
little insane. I'm like, dude, like
take a
that's a
breather.
little much.
Take a breather. But he's supporting his family and
Yeah.
all that. So Mopod and Mo Media. So how did you
Yep.
come up with this whole idea? Like, I mean, obviously you started with newsletters, but
Yep.
how
So,
did you come up with the idea to like be
well,
the engine?
yeah, sure. So the podcasting side actually it was born from newsletters. We had we're the largest driver of engaged subscribers to Morning Brew and the Hustle back before their acquisitions by
Oh wow.
Insider and HubSpot, and they both had podcasts, and it kind of spurred the idea, with Business Casual and My First
Yeah.
Million, and they had mentioned that look, we have these podcasts. If you're able to do what you're doing in newsletters and bring them over to podcasting, it's something we'd be interested in buying. So that
Isn't that
when you
awesome?
have
Isn't that awesome
someone,
when that happens? Like an
yeah,
idea is handed to you,
yeah,
like
someone's
do
willing to pay
this.
you for something that you haven't built yet, and I'm like, all right, we're like, let's figure this out. And we just want to take the exact same approach, full transparency, performance first. Pay for performance, don't pay for clicks, or don't pay for impressions. You're
Yeah,
paying just for performance at the end of
I
the
love
day.
it,
And we went to figure it out, and that's exactly what we've done. We
and
have,
it works.
yeah,
I've used it, and it works. And we were also in the pre-show, which was not recorded. It was not on Patreon or anything like that. You said that like 3 to 5% of the people who downloaded and get it through Mopod actually stick around, and I can actually vouch
that's on
for
the
that.
that's with the Mopod Boost side, right? So we have two products for
Yeah,
Mopod Boost. We have an enterprise Mopod Boost. It's a lot more robust. You get
yeah.
a dedicated account manager. We build the
Ooh,
custom creatives, and anywhere between 3 and 10 different programmatic strategies on every campaign.
ooh,
But I mean, you're
fancy.
looking at a minimum of $5,000 for those campaigns, and then
Yeah,
we
of
have the
course.
self-serve where it's
I
$100
love it.
minimum. And we're still running 3 programmatic campaigns, and
And
everything's
it
automated.
works.
And it works. It works.
Yeah, but I can vouch for it. I mean, yeah, it's $100. It's not cheap, but it's not expensive. I mean, that's a very profound statement I just made there. I should win an Academy Award for that statement. No, but the idea of it that they then stick around, like Entrepreneurs Enigma has been hovering around like 800 downloads a month, and with a little push from Mopod, we were above 1,000 for the first time this month. So thank you, sir.
And so someone
And
just recently said, like, hello, I get by with a little boost from my friends.
yeah, wah 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 wah. But that's the whole idea, is that like podcasting is a discovery issue. And same thing with newsletters too. It's a discovery
Yeah.
issue. There's so many out there, and there's so many out there that aren't actively publishing out there, but they're still in the ether. And you got to compete with the zombie ones. I guess we call them zombies. The zombie ones that are like 3 or 4 episodes that are still out there, which are good. That's good. Keep them out there. Because with the whole digital thing, things disappear from the web. They're not really existent anymore. It's not tactile like where you have papers from 1945 or anything like that. But
Mm.
but when you're really trying to break through the craft, you need a little boost, and you can do it the old-fashioned way of doing Google Ads, doing all that, or you can go over to Mopod, and it works. And for someone who's like, but it does, and it's nice because Entrepreneurs Enigma is not my full-time job, and but it's a way for me to meet people like Mike. It's a way for me to interact with other people who I want to hopefully work with at some point, that kind of thing. But I don't have time to do all the ads and all that and all this. So if I can go say, here's $100, Mike, get me 100. I think it was 107. I don't know. The algorithm calculates it for me.
Yep.
Downloads. Good. It's out of my
That's
hair.
111 downloads.
111
But
to be exact.
we always like
And it
because we're
goes
buying
over too. Like it's
we
amazing.
buy in a CPM. It's impossible for us to deliver like exactly 111, so we always over
No,
deliver.
you over deliver, and that's another thing. That's like, whoa! I think I did 100, and I got like 133 downloads, and then it's like, okay, thank you, Mike, thank you for the bonus. I appreciate that because it's not going to stop because people are going to see the ad, they're going to download it, but they might see the ad and then download it like next week or something like that, or not next week, but the next day, and it, it all works that way. So,
Yeah. I mean,
Mike,
the key to everything in our success with this is not just in the downloads, and more importantly, the IAB downloads. Which were actually
yeah,
reflected in the host. A 60-second download, unique IP address within 24
yeah,
hours. But far more importantly, in my opinion, is just the transparency in how these campaigns are being run and the data.
yes,
So you get to see everything from when it was delivered, how it was delivered, how many people saw, how many ad impressions were delivered, how many people clicked the play button on the actual player, how many of those plays actually resulted in an IB download, engagement
yeah,
rates, which is an estimated full episode download, and we break that all down by
yeah.
campaign strategy. And then we
That's
show you
brilliant.
every single audience, every device, every geo down to the city
I
level
know.
on exactly where these impressions were served and what worked and what didn't work.
It's incredible, and for a stats geek, it's even better. Like if you like stats and knowing where things are coming from, it's like, it's why not use Mopod? Like why not? It's even if you do the enterprise level, if you think what you said $5,000 minimum, that's not
Well,
that. That's not bad.
the reality though is there's probably three to 500 companies in podcasts. There's
Yeah,
what 250,000 give or
individuals.
take active podcasts at any given time. But there's like realistically with like
Yeah,
marketing teams and real marketing budgets behind them. There's what the 300 to 500 maybe. So
yeah,
that's
they're
really why
doing
we
yeah.
built the self-serve. Just to
Yeah, I love
address
that.
the rest of the market.
This is much
But
bigger. Yeah,
the key to growth in general, I've said this on other interviews, but I think the most important thing for anyone to keep in mind is when you have paid media for growth
yeah.
in anything that you're doing, you should have an organic engine first.
Oh,
Like figure
absolutely.
out that organic engine first. Figure out how to validate that there's something worth spending money on. And the great
Yeah,
example of this is like you could let's use a newsletter as an example because it's easy and it's really
yeah.
it's
Okay.
easy to track everything that's happening. If you have a newsletter and organically through like your own efforts and with social and with friends and family and your LinkedIn network or anyone else that
Yeah.
anywhere else that you're pushing out for this organic engine to get people to subscribe, if you're getting 5% open rates with your organic audience, the
Yeah.
people that should be opening all the time, paying for
Mm-hmm.
media isn't going to get you higher open rates. It's not going to get you better
Yeah.
engagements. You need to fix what you have first. You need to get
Mm-hmm.
to a point where you've tested it with the group that should be opening, should be listening, should be coming back and leaving you reviews, etc.
Absolutely.
If you're not getting that
Yeah.
organically, don't pay for media because you're just going to be paying for more
You're
people that
wasting
aren't
money.
going to
Yeah.
do it. Uh,
Absolutely. So here's the question for you. Here's one of the three questions I ask every single guest on the show. So
Blue.
blue, exactly. There you go. Favorite color is blue. There you go. What is the best thing about being an entrepreneur? Because have you done
Uh,
the corporate grind before this?
yeah, I've done it. So I can't do that. Well, for me personally,
Yeah.
I can't work for somebody. I have too many ideas. I'm the guy, and God bless anyone who's ever had to work with me and the people who currently work with me. But I'm the guy
All
who
deserve a
likes
medal. Yeah.
to come up with. I like to identify lots of opportunities, and I'm the dot connector. Like I like to
Yeah.
take this dot, and I talked to this guy, over here, and I talked to this girl over here, and I'm going to connect these dots, and I see a huge opportunity to either make money or to build something really cool or
Yeah.
whatever. So I like to come up with the ideas, connect the dots, prove out the idea, like actually build something and
Mm-hmm.
then prove it out. And then I want to hand it off and I want to give it to somebody else. And that doesn't really
You're
work
an
in most
entrepreneur.
corporate
Yeah.
environments. Like in most corporate environments, like you end up with those repetitive tasks, and those things make me want to blow my head off. I
Oh,
can't do
there
that.
you go. Exactly.
No. In a
In
hypothetically.
hypothetical, no harikari here. None of that stuff. No. Exactly. So, and what keeps you up at night? I mean, besides podcasts that on the East Coast where it's 11:06 a.m. and it's like midnight there. Other than that, what keeps you up at night? Like, what's the worry when you're an entrepreneur?
Well, I mean, what keeps me up at night literally is being in Japan because all my clients are in the US. And like I'm up at midnight here for this, and I have a 3
Yeah.
a.m. call, and I have a 5 a.m. call after that. So
And then you go to
that
bed because
that's literally what keeps, in a literal sense, what keeps me up at night. But the thing that
love it.
worries me the most about being an entrepreneur is it's always you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? And,
Yeah.
and as the entrepreneur, in contrast to being an employee, where you know, as an employee, you do your job, you're going to get a paycheck.
Yeah.
And if you fail at your job, you lose your job and
Yeah.
you go get another job. As an entrepreneur, especially one who doesn't have, we're bootstrapped. We've been bootstrapped since day one. We'll never
Yeah.
take outside money, or most
I
likely
love that.
won't ever
Yeah.
take outside money.
Or it looks like it.
And
Yeah. Qualified,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you never know.
You
But
never know. Yeah.
yeah, it's not something we're exploring or
Well,
have any
good.
real
Yeah.
interest in. But my point being is, unless you have investors or something along those lines, if you're playing with your own money and you've really pushed all of that in, at the end of the day, like you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow,
Yeah.
and there's no just I'm going to go get another job. I mean that's it's
No.
depending on how far you've leveraged yourself. I mean that's it can be scary.
It is scary.
I've been through all sides of it. I've been through the early stages
Mm-hmm.
where it was really terrifying. That really
Oh,
keeps you up at night, where you really don't know. Like the worst, the best worst scenario is when you have that one major client. When we first started Mo Media, our within 2 months, my partner got Morning Brew to be our first major client. They were spending a
whoa.
massive amount of money with us, and we're like, we have this business, yeah, and we were
It
rocking. Until we
works.
realized it was all one client, and that is
Yeah.
the worst situation to be in. It's great because you're making money, but at the end of the day,
You gotta find the
you
next
need to
one. Yeah.
diversify. You can't have all your eggs in that one basket.
And it's
And
so
that,
tempting to be there and just say, well, we're good. You're
yeah,
not good.
exactly.
You're not good. You're not good. You're not good. Like, come on, wake up. You gotta get into the next one after that, and scale
I
the
think
sucker.
I think we have a little over 120 clients right now, so it makes me, yeah,
Okay.
feel a lot better on that front.
You're a little diversified, which is a good thing. Exactly. So, all right. So here, what is the most important thing to carry with you all the time, besides a 21-year-old whiskey?
Most carry like physically or like emotionally
Both.
or
You
mentally
can do
or
both. You can do all kinds. Whatever you want to do.
well, I mean, physically, I always carry. I always have a necklace physically. They don't. They're not necessarily something that is expensive, or
Yeah.
I wear it till it breaks, and then I get another
Yeah.
one. And usually it's, and I don't just go buy it. So like I have to like discover it. Like usually
Yeah.
someone will give it to me, or I'll be with someone and I'll see it while I'm with them, and
How's
it
the
means
meaning?
something. This is like the most recent, and I think I've been wearing it for 2 years now, and the one before that I wore probably 10 years. So
Wow.
necklace for me is like the thing,
Yeah.
and that's like a physical object.
Yeah.
I think emotionally or just in general, one of the things, the most important thing to carry with you is just be real. Be
Yeah.
true to yourself, being yourself. Like don't get lost in trying to be the person you envy, or
Yeah.
trying to be someone that you're not, because it'll catch up to you. You're going to be
Oh, it
miserable.
does.
Yeah, you'll never be that person. You're just accept who you are, be the best version of yourself, and keep that in mind in
Love
everything
it.
that you do. You're that entrepreneur that you see Elon Musk or Richard Branson, and you're like, I want to be like that. Or you see you're a Gary V fan or something like that, and you're like, I
Yeah.
want to be like that. Cool, whatever. Take the best parts of it, and
Yeah.
strive to incorporate them into your life, but uh, don't abandon who you are.
Exactly. That's kind of key. So Mike, where's your watering hole online? Where's your favorite spot to hang out?
Online.
Online. Is it LinkedIn? Is it, God forbid, Twitter?
No,
Is
no,
it
I
Blue
actually.
Sky now?
So it's Facebook, because I have I started the Friday Night Karaoke Facebook group
Oh yeah, we got to talk about
during the
that. Yeah.
pandemic. Yeah, so during the pandemic, my partner Joe and I, we started this because we couldn't go out. We couldn't. I
Mm-hmm.
love karaoke, so does he,
Well, you're in the right place for
and we couldn't
that.
go anywhere. They just couldn't go
Mm-hmm.
anywhere, and we were sad. We're like sitting at home, and we're just doing Mopod and Mo Media, and we're like we can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we started this little Facebook group called Friday Night Karaoke, and basically it was just us posting videos, singing karaoke songs,
Love it.
and then finding other people who are posting karaoke songs and featuring them. And then it
Love
just
it.
took off. We're at 14,000 members right now, or almost
Holy moly.
15,000. It's mega active. They're posting hundreds of songs every single day. It's negativity free. It's ad free. It's gimmick free. We don't monetize it in any way, shape, or form. It's just about the love of music. And then more importantly, like 2 years ago, we launched, or a year and a half ago or so, we launched the Friday Night Karaoke podcast. And we feature 10 of the songs that they post every single week under a theme. And we put it in a podcast form. We basically drink a bottle of bourbon and talk about how awesome these songs are. And again, no negativity, just all upbuilding and for the love of music. And I'm proud to say we're the number 5 music as of today. We're the number 5 music podcast in the US and the number 5 music podcast in Canada.
Oh, wow.
We did hit number 1, but we didn't hold it.
It's hard to hold the number 1 spot. It really is, but still number 5. That's
number 5,
dude. Number 5 is a good number. 5 is a good number.
Yeah. But again, you'll never hear a single ad.
Oh, that's fantastic. Or crazy, one of the two. But it's a good thing.
It's a passion project. It's not a.
It's for fun. You have to have a side hustle that's fun, that you just enjoy. Kind of, you hustle with it, but it's not for business. It's just fun. It's an escape.
Well, the other big thing with the podcast is we realized it would be fun to start the podcast because we wanted to go through the process. We have Mopod, obviously, and we want to go through the process from the very beginning. Like, we wanted to feel the pain of what it takes to start and grow a podcast from nothing.
Absolutely.
We didn't even use Mopod for the first long while. We didn't use Mopod at all. We just wanted to go through the motions of what does everyone do. Like, if I'm a podcaster, what do I do? And we put our best foot forward on it, and it worked. It
paid off. Absolutely.
So I thought that community made a big difference.
So Facebook's where your community is. That's where we can find like awesome Mopod, and in Japan. So you're between Tokyo and Osaka, right?
I'm 40 minutes outside of Tokyo, 20 minutes outside Yokohama. Osaka's really far.
But it's small country, but it takes a while to get from point A to point B.
Well, they do have the Shinkansen, which is like the bullet train. It gets you there really fast.
Oh, it does. But driving is where it takes a little while.
I love driving. That's when I get to, I actually.
You're in New York. Who likes driving? Wow.
Yeah, but it's like freeing, it's actually my favorite place to take a meeting because I don't have to be on a freaking video Zoom call. I could just actually get actual stuff done.
I love it.
It's great.
I love it. So, Mike, thank you so much for staying up late. I know you're on Eastern time zone and the U.S. time zone, but still, it's midnight in Japan, and I'm sure the kids are sleeping, the wife's sleeping, and you're working.
They're at the in-laws. I'm freaking stoked.
So it's quiet. You get the whole house to yourself.
And I have meetings, throughout the night, so I have to somehow make it through the night.
Oh, you had something to drink too.
Oh, no. I'm a professional. I'm good at this.
I know. But now you're gonna be like, I'm sleepy now.
No. This is how you solve that.
It is. So on that note, we will see everyone next time. That was a great show. If you're enjoying Entrepreneurs Enigma, please review us in the podcast directory of your choice. Every review helps other podcast listeners find our show. If you're looking for other podcasts in the marketing space, look no further than the Marketing Podcast Network at marketingpodcasts.net. Goldstein Media hopes you have enjoyed this episode. This podcast is one of the many great shows on the MPN Marketing Podcast Network.
You may know you're listening to this show along the Marketing Podcast Network, but did you know there are other great shows on MPN to help your business? Dan Farkas hosts a great podcast called The Strategic Communicator. Dan, tell us what these fine folks will hear when they listen.
Jason, it's pretty simple. The Strategic Communicator podcast talks with industry leaders about emerging trends and how we can use various forms of communication to make the world a better place. Anyone listening will leave with tangible ideas you can use to help with your PR and marketing efforts. episodes.
Amazing. Where can people subscribe?
Easy. You can go to passpr.com. You can find the show at marketingpodcast.net or just search the Strategic Communicator with Dan Farkas wherever you get your podcast.
You heard him, folks. Go get it. This podcast is heard along the Marketing Podcast Network. For more great marketing podcasts, visit marketingpodcasts.net.